Hello and welcome to Whisky Whims with me, Stuart. Today I believe is my 27th review and we're going to look at Lagavulin 16-year-old. Recently, our last review, I'd done Lagavulin 10 from their travel retail exclusive, and I wanted to kind of compare that with their kind of staple whisky, their 16-year-old, which you can get in the supermarket. It's quite accessible. I've not had the 16-year-old in a while, and this is a brand new bottle that I've had just stored back in my whisky barrel for quite some time. So I can't really remember much about Lagavulin. I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of Lagavulin whisky. If I want an Islay, now I tend to go for like maybe Portuskeg or Ardbeg and even kind of Bruichladdich or Octomore if I want a real peaty hit. So Lagavulin, like I said, I'd choose Ardbeg over Lagavulin. It's not one of those whiskies that I tend to go for. I'm just trying to see where this was purchased, if it was abroad or something, just because it's got that seal. But it does say Lagavulin, it's a Lagavulin seal. I'm not sure if that's a standard thing. But you can get this in the supermarkets for £50 to £60. I think you can get it on sale for £40. Oh, that cork's a bit. You can tell I've had this whisky for a while. I'm not sure how well you can see that cork, but it's a bit done in. So yeah, we'll get down to the tasting of this, see if it is like what I remember. So we'll compare this as well to the Lagavulin 10, and I wouldn't say it's fair to compare it to the Ardbeg 10 because it is 6 years older and it costs a little bit more, so I don't think there's a comparison there, but we'll definitely compare this to the travel retail 10-year-old, because I think that the 10-year-old there was something missing and it was neither here or there. So we'll let this sit for a little while. I'll give the box a read and see what it says. But like I said, I can't really remember much about this whisky. It is 43%. It's got on the back about Diageo's classic malt selection. Dalwhinnie's there, Cragganmore, Talisker Oban, but a lot of hoo-ha on the back. What does the front say? So the front says, moss water passing over rocky falls, steeped in mountain air and moorland peat, distilled and matured in oak casks exposed to the sea. Now this is an older bottle, but I'm not sure how true that is with the oak casks being exposed to the sea, because I know Diageo and Lagavulin in particular do a lot of their maturing mainland, so they send the casks to a kind of storage facility rather than doing it in Islay. So that might be a load of bull, possibly marketing bull there. Anyway, oak casks exposed to the sea shape Lagavulin's robust and smoky character. Time, say the islanders, takes out the fire but leaves in the warmth. So yeah, they're saying leave it for a little bit and it takes the kind of edge away. But yeah, I'm not sure how long ago I got this. It's an old bottle, an old box. I don't think I purchased it myself, I think my dad gave me it. And I've just had it sitting for a certain occasion, and I thought this would be a good occasion to compare the 10-year-old and the 16-year-old. So we'll see how the nose is. It is nice, it's quite, it's Lagavulin, you can tell there's something classic about it, there's something not traditional, but I think classic's the right word. There's brine, there's a punch of peat. It's not as, no, it is quite earthy. I wouldn't say it's, I was going to say I wouldn't say it's medicinal, but now I'm changing my mind. There's a lot more iodine, there's medicinal, there's kind of TCP, a little bit earthy, a little kind of fresh cut grass. Don't think I said it's 43%. Most likely added colouring and chill filtered at 43%. It doesn't say about the colouring, so I just wonder what the 10-year-old was. It was 43% as well, so they've kind of kept that theme going with the 16 and 10-year-old. There's something quite stoury, dusty here, quite old. I don't know if it's because it's been sitting for a while, obviously dust can't get into it, but I don't know if it's just because it's been sitting for a little while or something like that. But there's something stoury, something musty on the nose. Yeah, it's a nice nose, it's pleasant, it's kind of classic Islay. It's from the Ardbeg 10, the Lagavulin 16. It's a classic Islay smell. The palate. The oak is definitely present here. For me, I can taste the oak. There is sea salt. There's a real salty bitterness to this whiskey. It is almost like just licking salt. It's that bitter and that dry. However, I still find it quite pleasant. It kind of reminds me of like a salted pretzel, just very savoury, very dry, but still quite pleasant and quite enjoyable, because I do like a pretzel. Just one of those big pretzels that you get at the German market or something like that. So salt, definitely, kind of sea salt. There's a little wood spice there, possibly from the oak tannins. Possibly kind of seaweed, going right down the roots of that, and sulphur. There's a lot of sulphur, I feel, and that's something that I think I enjoy it. Well, it's not that I dislike it, it's just there, it's present. It's more of just something you can kind of pick out. I don't think the sulphur's too overpowering, but the salt is definitely, it's almost all I can taste. It's really bitter, really dry, and it's hard to pick out any other flavours here. I'll go again, let me see if I can find anything else. Still, there is a smokiness there. Possibly wood smoke, like a fire, campfire. There is peat, there's a big hit of peat, but overall the saltiness is the most dominant characteristic of this whiskey. I wouldn't say I dislike it, it's kind of got you craving more in a sense, but I reckon some water would be nice with this. As a side, just to keep yourself hydrated, because it does feel like you're drinking sea water almost. But I'd still choose the Ardbeg 10 over this. I'd choose the 16 over the Lagavulin 16 over the Lagavulin 10-year-old. I think this is a better whiskey than the 10-year-old. I know it's 6 years older, but I don't think age always makes a difference. However, in this case, it definitely does. This whiskey is just a lot superior, and it's a good level entry whiskey from Lagavulin, and it's good that it's a 16-year-old, a nice age, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the Ardbeg 10. And for the price that you're paying an extra £10–20 to get the 16-year-old over the Ardbeg 10. And I know I shouldn't compare it to the Ardbeg 10, but I just can't help doing that because they're both from the supermarket. Lagavulin 16, is it a whiskey win or a whiskey bin? I wouldn't buy another one. I'm just not a fan of Lagavulin, so for me it's a whiskey bin. I know people are really love Lagavulin whiskey, and they love the 16. They see it as a proper staple of the steeple of the distillery, but it's just not my taste. I think the saltiness can be a little bit too overpowering. It's pleasant enough, but I could only have 1 dram of this, and then I'd have to go into something else, possibly something a little sweeter. whereas with the Ardbeg, I know I keep going back to it, I could drink the Ardbeg over and over. So a whiskey bin for me, but it's not to say you won't enjoy it, because I know people love Lagavulin, and I think it's either you love Lagavulin or you hate it, but I might be wrong saying that, but I know I'm not a big fan of Lagavulin. Once again, thanks for watching. If you've got any feedback, please do leave it in the comments. I've been Stuart, this has been Whisky Whims, I'll see you later.